So today we're going to be checking the roller rockers and seeing what our clearances are. It's a hydraulic roller cam, so you want to do 0 lash plus a half a turn, and I don't really know what this engine's supposed to be, but that's what we're going to go off. These are the Delco or Delphi anti-pump uplifters, and they are very noisy when they are set right, and it drives me nuts, but it sounds like it's supposed to be right where it's at, but we're going to double check it anyway, because last time we dropped a needle in the motor, we tore it apart and put it back together, haven't checked it since. So I'm going to try to go racing the end of the month in October, and I'm going to try to drive this thing to work tomorrow, so we'll make sure everything's good. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send 16ths. Break these loose. And now we're going to pull off number 4, number 6, number 8. And kind of keep them somewhat marked. And then I got to pull out my starter wire. Pull my starter wire and pull these off. There you go. These all got, some of these got little washers, some of them don't, I dropped them. I don't like the design of these. Okay. I gotta see which one's got washers. Our gasket's reusable. Checking oil. Don't look for anything that looks bad. Yeah, I see a little bit of metal. Yeah, there's definitely metal on the top. We'll go through and make sure these look all good. So there's many ways to do this, but I bought one of these at a yard sale. It's just a little jumper. Many ways to do it. This is how I do mine. I always run this around until let's say that they're both closed, and then you turn the push rod with your finger, and then you'd snug these down until you feel just a little bit of resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack all these loose one at a time. This is why I do it. So I'm going to loosen these together. Loosen poly locks. And then I'm just going to loosen my nuts until these are loose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that. I'm going to turn this push rod until there's just very little bit, no movement up and down, but resistance when I can feel it turning. Pull up on it a little bit more. I always shake these. I always shake these a little bit because it could be bound up a little bit. So right there is my zero lash. And then I'm going to take my wrench. I like to put my wrench like this. And then we're going to do half a turn. So I try to keep them straight up and down. And then if I run into a situation where I'd have to stop, I could just pull it off, go back a quarter, and then go half. But we're going to continue. Bring this in, my poly lock in. I'm going to back it out. I'm going to turn this there, and then tighten them together. And that's so they don't come loose. So we're going to do the same thing here. Go ahead, my finger and thumb on it, turn it. Cut myself. Okay, right there, very little resistance. So my gauge is in the way on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it. And come back down. We'll go ahead and turn it. So it's half a turn. Turn my poly lock in here. And then I'm going to hold my poly lock. Come down just a little bit. Make sure these are tight. And then I always tighten them just like that. That's how it works for me. So then all we got to do is do this side and then repeat it on the other side. Okay, so we got that side done. Not a professional, this is just how I do it. I don't do the torque specs and all that because stuff comes loose. I've had it come loose, so I do it that way, and everything's seemed to work so far. So now we just got to repeat on the other side and then get everything buttoned up. On the back one back there, I had to go 1/8 of a turn because the steering shaft and the brake booster gets in the way, and I don't have that special tool that you can use. So you can use that for tightening up, and then torquing it down. I just tighten them up. They say it works. This is how I do it. It's not the correct way to do it, but it works for me. Now all we got left to do is put the valve covers back on, put the plug wires back on, and fire it up, see how it sounds. So here we go.